Hello students and welcome back. I'm very happy to see you, like always. Alright, you had some homework. You had to write 5 sentences using the past tense, the simple past tense, right? And I reviewed your sentences and you all did great. So I think we're ready to start with a new scary argument. The past continuous, past progressive. It's something very scary, but we're going to really explain it and make it simple. But before starting, I want you to watch a short clip from a famous film. The Devil Wears Prada. Does anyone know this movie? I use the word film because I'm Italian, but it's a movie probably. And yes, alright, so Sarah watched this film yesterday. Wow, what a coincidence. Very nice. Alright, so let's see this famous scene when Miranda arrives at the office. She interrupts a lot of strange activities. So let's see this scene and then we're going to comment on it, right? So let's start. Okay, so what do you think about this scene? Yes, alright, so Luca thinks that Miranda is a very scary person, alright? And yes, she is. But the real question is, what were they doing when Miranda arrived? What were they doing? Right? It's an action in the past, alright, that is interrupted when Miranda arrived at the office. So, for example, yes, very good, Luca. Alright, so Luca says they were talking to each other. You're fantastic. They were talking to each other. Very good. Yes. They eated food. Alright. So that is the past simple. Alright. They were eating. Alright. When she arrived. So it's another kind of past tense. It's the past progressive. Alright. And so they were talking to each other, they were sleeping, they were eating, they were doing a lot of things, but they weren't working, alright? So now, guys, you please help me create the rule for the past progressive. So, I was, very good, I was speaking, yes. I was speaking, you were sleeping, he, she, or it, not were, was, alright, was sleeping, we were sleeping, you were sleeping, they were sleeping, alright? This tense is the past progressive or past continuous, alright? So it's another kind of past. And today we're going to talk about past progressive and when to use it. So let's get started. Alright, so when do we use the past progressive? So for example, in the Miranda's scene, right? We see a lot of actions going on in the past, right? They were talking to each other, they were sleeping, they were eating, they were doing a lot of things. And when Miranda arrived at the office, she interrupted all these actions. So, yes, very good, Luca. So it's an interrupted action in the past. So I was sleeping when my mom arrived, alright? Or can you give me more examples? Alright, so Giovanni says that he was talking when I arrived. Alright, that's not a problem. You're supposed to talk to your classmates. So very good. That's the first case. Then we have other situations in which you can use the past progressive. So, for example, if I say that I was sleeping, all right, when you called me, I was sleeping. Sorry, at 11 p.m. I was sleeping when you called me. Okay, so I was sleeping before 11 p.m. but also after 11 p.m. So this is a great example of a past progressive. So an action that was going on before and after a specific time. But we also have other examples. If I say they were always talking, what do you think about it? Alright, so Lucas says it's a negative, right? It's a negative way of expressing, alright? So I'm saying negatively that they were always talking, right? So it's an action that is repeated in a period. They were always talking during my lessons. Maybe in a negative manner, but it's not always this case, alright? So these are the three main uses of the past progressive, and then we can use it also to plan. So I was planning to study, but something happened, alright? So now I want you guys to help me create the negative and the question forms, okay? So the negative form, what is the negative of the past progressive? Alright, so Julia says, I was not sleeping, right? So I wasn't sleeping. That's right. No, you wasn't. No, you weren't sleeping. Alright, so remember the past tense of the verb to be. I was, you were, he, she, or it was, we were, you were, they were, right? I was sleeping, you were sleeping, he, she, or it was sleeping, and so on. And the question form, come on, please help me, guys. Yes, very good. Were you sleeping? All right, were you sleeping? Or was I studying? Or was she studying? So these are all the possibilities, and we just say that the past progressive is another form to express a past action, right? And it can be used in combination with the past simple tense, right? So now I want you to practice, and you're going to group, and you're going to write some sentences using the past progressive, and then we're going to review them as a class. So you have 5 minutes, so write your sentences, and let's start.